Let me ask you something that most founders are afraid to say out loud. Have you ever looked at your own success and felt trapped by it? Not failing, not struggling, successful, but stuck. Because when success starts feeling like a trap, it messes with your head. You think, I worked for this. I wanted this. Why does it feel heavy now? And that confusion turns into guilt because you don't feel allowed to complain about something that's working. But here's the truth. Success can absolutely become a trap. Not because success is bad, but because of how it gets structured. So let's rewind. In the early stage, everything is survival. You're scrappy, you're hands-on, you're building momentum, and growth feels like freedom. More revenue means more options. More clients means more validation. More traction means more certainty. But then something subtle happens. Your success creates complexity. More clients, more communication, more delivery, more decisions, more expectations. And instead of redesigning the structure, you absorb the weight because you're capable. So you keep saying yes. Yes to more clients. Yes to custom requests. Yes to higher standards. Yes to being involved. And slowly, your success starts demanding more from you than your early ambition anticipated. Now here's the dangerous part. Your identity gets attached to that success. You're the one who built this. You're the one who made it work. You're the one who clients trust. You're the one the team relies on. So stepping back feels risky because what if reducing your involvement reduces the results? What if less control equals less quality? What if the business only works because you're holding it together? That's when success becomes a trap because you're no longer building something. You're maintaining something that depends on you. And maintenance is heavy. Let me ask you something specific. If your revenue doubled tomorrow, would your stress double too? If the honest answer is yes, that's not a growth ceiling. That's a structural flaw. Because scalable success should reduce pressure per dollar, not increase it. When success increases pressure, it means the system is routing complexity back to you, and your nervous system becomes the infrastructure. That's not leadership. That's overload. Here's another sign success has turned into a trap. You fantasize about a smaller version of your business. You imagine, what if I had fewer clients? What if I simplified everything? What if I just went back to basics? See, that's not laziness. That's your brain trying to reduce the cognitive load. Because when success is built on your constant involvement, growth doesn't feel expansive. It feels claustrophobic. So now let's zoom in. There are two ways success becomes a trap. Internal misalignment and structural misdesign. So internal misalignment happens when the version of you that built the business is not the version of you who wants to run it now. Maybe you don't want adrenaline anymore. Maybe you want architecture. Maybe you don't want to be the closer. Maybe you want to be the designer. But the business still requires the old version of you. Structural misdesign happens when success layered complexity on top of unclear ownership, unclear decision rights, unclear standards, unfinished delegation. So every new win creates 3 new decisions that route back to you. That's not success fatigue. That's escalation fatigue. And high performers are especially vulnerable to this because you can handle it. You can carry it. You can fix it until you can't. So here's a hard question. If you stopped answering Slack for 1 week, would progress slow down? Or would it even stop? If it would stop, you're not trapped by success, you're trapped by dependency. Dependency disguised as leadership. And this is where most founders make a mistake. They think, I need to slow down. I need to rest. I need to want it less. But often, you don't want less success. You want less structural friction. You don't want smaller goals. You want cleaner systems. You don't want to quit. You want to evolve. Success feels like a trap when growth increases pressure instead of distributing it. When every new level adds more weight to your shoulders instead of more space in your calendar, and that's fixable, but not with motivation, not with another tool, not with pushing harder. It's fixable with redesigning who owns what done actually means, what decisions don't require you, where escalation stops, and what your role truly is at this level. Because here's the truth most founders avoid. The version of you that built this level is not the version that sustains the next one. And if you don't promote yourself inside your own company, success will slowly suffocate you. This is exactly why I created Stop Being the Bottleneck, a 7-day plan to reclaim 5+ hours a week without working more. Because most successful founders don't need more drive. They need clarity on where complexity is routing back to them. So inside, I walk you through how to identify exactly where the bottleneck is, why it keeps sticking to you, and how to install systems that hold without your nervous system doing all the work. It's short, it's practical, and it helps you separate. Do I hate success? Or do I hate carrying success this way? The link is below. And before you leave, I want you to comment this. If my success keeps growing, the thing that scares me most is blank. Write it out. Because when you name the fear, it stops running silently in the background. And when other founders see that they're not the only ones who feel this tension, it reduces shame. Success isn't a trap. Unfinished structure is. And when you redesign the structure, success starts feeling expansive again instead of heavy.